Hello everyone, this is the part 3 of the chapter 2, that is nutrition in animals. We were discussing about the first compartment of the alimentary canal, that is buccal cavity. Till now we got to know what is ingestion, what types of teeth are there in our mouth, what are their functions, and also we got to know about salivary gland and its secretion, which is saliva that breaks down the starch into sugars. Next we come to tongue. It is a fleshy muscular organ attached at the back to the floor of the buccal cavity. The functions of tongue are: we use our tongue for talking, then it helps in mixing the food with saliva. Again, we taste food with our tongue. The upper surface of tongue is covered by taste buds. The tip of the tongue contains mainly the buds which detect sweetness in the food. Adjacent to the sweet taste buds, specific buds for salt and sour are present. And again, on the back, sensors for bitter taste are also present. We can find out the position of different taste buds for different tastes by putting different samples like sugar solution, common salt solution, lemon juice, juice of bitter gourd, one by one on different areas of the tongue. This activity will show us that every flavor has a specific location for their taste. There is a small paragraph regarding sweets and tooth decay. Tooth decay is damage to a teeth surface. It happens when bacteria inside the mouth make acids by acting on the starch part of the leftover food, and these acids attack the tooth surface. It causes pain, infection, and even tooth loss. Again, there is a paragraph which tells about hiccups or cough. Sometimes when we eat in a hurry, we may cough or get hiccups. This happens when food particles enter the windpipe. The windpipe carries air from the nostrils to the lungs. It runs adjacent to the food pipe, but inside the throat, air and food share a common passage. During the act of swallowing food, a flap-like valve closes the passage of the windpipe and guides the food into the food pipe. If by chance food particles enter the windpipe, we get hiccups or cough. So basically, for the first compartment of alimentary canal, that is buccal cavity, we have learnt about different types of teeth, digestion of starch part by saliva, function of tongue, etc. Next we come to another compartment, that is the food pipe or esophagus. When we swallow the semi-digested food, it passes into the esophagus from the buccal cavity. The food is then pushed down by movement of the wall of the food pipe, and then the food reaches to the stomach. Sometimes when we take undigestible food, then the stomach and esophagus push the food in the backward direction and food comes out from the mouth. We call this process vomiting. Next we come to stomach. Stomach is a thick wall bag and it is the widest part of the alimentary canal. The inner lining of the stomach secretes mucus, hydrochloric acid, and digestive juices. The mucus protects the lining of the stomach. Again, the acid kills many bacteria that enters along with the food and also helps the digestive juices in breaking down the protein part of the food into simpler substances. So inside the stomach, mainly the protein part is digested. Then the food enters into the small intestine. The small intestine is highly coiled and is about 7.5 meters long. It receives secretions from the liver and the pancreas. Besides, its wall also secretes juices. We already know that the liver and the pancreas glands are associated with the alimentary canal. The liver is a reddish brown gland situated in the upper part of the abdomen on the right side. It is the largest gland in the body. It secretes bile juice that is stored in a sac called the gallbladder. The bile plays an important role in the digestion of fats. Again, the pancreas is a large cream-colored gland located just below the stomach. The pancreatic juice acts on carbohydrates, fats, and proteins and changes them into simpler forms. The partly digested food now reaches the lower part of the small intestine, where the intestinal juice completes the digestion of all components of the food. The carbohydrates get broken into simple sugars such as glucose, fats into fatty acids and glycerol, and proteins into amino acids. Thus, we can say that digestion starts in buccal cavity, where starch is digested partly, then in stomach, protein part gets digested, and then in small intestine, all the components of food get digested. Till now, we have completed ingestion and digestion step of nutrition. Now we come to the next step, that is absorption. Absorption of food is mainly linked with the compartment small intestine. The inner walls of the small intestine have thousands of finger-like outgrowths. These are called as villi. The singular form of villi is villus. Each villus has a network of thin and small blood vessels close to its surface. The digested food, which are now in simple form, can pass into the blood vessels, and this process is called as absorption. So basically the function of villi is absorption of digested food. After absorption, the absorbed substances are transported via the blood vessels to different organs of the body, and at different organs, these substances are used to build complex substances as per the need of the body. This process is called as assimilation. I hope this is clear to you. Again, to do different activities, we need energy, isn't it? Where from do we get energy? The absorbed glucose is broken down inside the cells with the help of oxygen into carbon dioxide and water, and then energy is released. All food that we take do not get digested. The undigested part enters into the large intestine. Next we come to large intestine. The large intestine is wider and shorter than small intestine. It is about 1.5 meter in length. Its function is to absorb water and some salts from the undigested food material. The remaining waste passes into the rectum and remains there as semi-solid feces. The fecal matter is removed through the anus from time to time. This is called egestion. So this was about the digestion in human. Next we come to digestion in grass-eating animals. The grass is rich in cellulose. In ruminants like cattle, deer, bacteria present in rumen helps in digestion of cellulose. Again, animals like horses, rabbit, etc. have a large sac-like structure called cecum between the esophagus and the small intestine. The cellulose of the food is digested here by the action of certain bacteria which are not present in humans. Till now, we have learned digestion process regarding animals which possess the digestive system, but there are many organisms which are small and they do not have mouth and digestive system. Let's know about the feeding and digestion process of one kind of such small organism like amoeba. Amoeba is a single-celled organism. They can be seen under microscope and we can find them in pond water. This single-celled organism has a cell membrane, a rounded dense nucleus, and many small bubble-like vacuoles in its cytoplasm. This unicellular organism has the ability to change its shape. They move and feed by pushing out one or more finger-like projections, which are called as pseudopodia or false food. Amoeba feeds on some microscopic organisms. When it senses food, it pushes out its pseudopodia so that it can encircle the food and forms a food vacuole. This process is known as phagocytosis. Then the digestive juices are secreted into the food vacuole. These juices break down food into simpler substances. This digested food is then absorbed. Absorbed substances are used for growth, maintenance, and multiplication. Finally, the undigested residue of the food is expelled outside by the vacuole. So this was all about the nutrition in animals. In the next video, we will start a new chapter. Thank you.